Hey everybody, Melville here with your weekly angel reading. Um, so I guess let me not dive right in. If you are new here, thank you for visiting. I do weekly angel readings and monthly readings based on signs, categorized by signs. And if you enjoy this video, please do consider subscribing, share with a friend, comment, let me know how this resonated with you. And if you are returning, I really appreciate your support in taking the time to watch these videos and also trusting me with the message. And that said, please make sure that you are always using discernment with any reading that you receive and checking it against your own intuition. So funny thing is that we keep getting this card. We keep getting this card. Now, this deck has a yes or no in it. But for this is in the self position now. So it's been kind of moving around. And my intuitive vibe on this card right now is just reaching for the stars, going for your dreams, taking the brave steps. Sometimes the steps you need to take are little steps. They're not always huge leaps that you need to do some radical life-changing action for something great to happen. This is just saying that the support is there, that the universal support is there for you now. The flow is right. It is okay to proceed, move forward. What scares you? What is holding you back? If there's something that you really want to do or some change you want to make. And if it seems very overwhelming, that's okay. You can just take little steps. Take little steps. Maybe you need to take a little step so that you can feel the support. And you're like, it's like almost putting your toe in a hot tub. And you're like, oh, that's not too hot. And then you ease yourself in, and you're like, oh, this feels really good. Whereas you might have thought it was too hot, it was going to burn you. So with that in mind, you can take little steps. In the situation is intuitions and downloads. So I think that right now, and it probably perhaps for our lifetime, you guys, because I think this is going to come up often, and that is that we must be plugged in. We must be plugged in. There's no it is not advisable for us to unplug from our intuition, from our divine source, our divine team. This lifetime is such that we need that. Like, in otherwise, we're going to be thrown to and fro all over the place, from chaos and not so positive energies, darkness. It's very important that we acknowledge that we're not just living in love and light. There is a darkness, and we need to be making sure that we are always aligned with our higher self and with the energy that's available to us to get us through life. There is the desire to be to close ourselves off because of that very thing, because of the way that the world is, and in wanting to protect ourselves. But it also closes our heart space off from people that deserve that energy and that love. And the planet needs that energy as well. So there is freedom and vulnerability, and it goes hand in hand with angelic and divine support. So when we close ourselves off like that, we're also closing ourselves off from the universal flow. We are closing ourselves off from receiving love and support from the angels and from the divine powers that be. We can't shut down half. It doesn't work like that. And so it's important to find ways in which we are comfortable, that we can be vulnerable. Again, baby steps. I think that's one of the biggest messages here is baby steps, and not feeling like you have to do things in big leaps and bounds. Sorry, I just want to make a note of that. All right. So in the challenge is transformation. So where are you changing, or where are you feeling challenged in your mind and your emotions? Where are you being challenged to rise up, to step forward, and what's uncomfortable? Because, you know, transformation is can be kind of uncomfortable. When parts of us are either changing or seemingly dying, and there's a void that happens when that happens, but it is filled by something else. Sometimes parts of us seemingly die, and then later on it will come back healed. So keep that in mind, that when we feel like we're going through something where our old self is dying, there might be a mourning there, because you're like, that version of me really was more carefree, was not burdened by the reality of the world. However that looks for you, that doesn't mean that part of you is gone forever. It can be gone up into the universe to be transmuted, to be healed, whatever aspect of that self needed healing, and then it comes back to reintegrate, and then you suddenly have that carefree part of you again. But now it's wiser. It's not as reckless. So keep that in mind, that sometimes these changes that we go through are not permanent. They're not permanent. I am of the belief there's no part of us that needs to die, that needs to go away permanently for us to be better people. They just need to be healed. There's aspects of us that need healing, that need to be brought to the light. And in the near future, clear, cancel, and release, just very clear, which we got this last week, I believe, where it's just talking about energy, y'all. It's talking about your thoughts, how your thoughts affect you, your emotions, what is yours and what is swirling about that you are picking up on. And in the moment where you feel like this is not a good thought, this is not a good flow of thoughts, because oftentimes one negative thought begets another, and it just starts to run like a program. Seriously, like a program, like a computer program. And then so like Control Alt Delete, sometimes you need to defrag, sometimes you need to shut down, sometimes you just need to click out of that. It is easy to let your thoughts run away with you, and just move you around to and fro. But you can consciously say, damn, I've been thinking about that for 10 minutes and I didn't even realize it. And telling yourself, okay, we need to choose better thoughts. What else can I think of? What is something that's more beneficial for me to be thinking about right now? Because I guarantee you that if you are having thoughts about something catastrophic, that doesn't help prevent that thing at all, at all. Positivity can still protect you. You don't have to be fearful to think of, how do I protect myself? They don't have to go hand in hand like that. You can protect yourself being firmly rooted in the energy of love. Love for yourself, love for other people, love for the planet, love for humanity. You don't have to be in fear. You never have to sit in fear. Fear has no value. Has no value. That flow has no value. It can make you think it has value, and it can make you think that there is something to gain from it, but it's not. It's not of value. It's not of help to us at all. And when you are in the flow of love, you can still protect yourself. You can still proceed with caution. You can still peep the scene and be like, this doesn't feel good. I'm not going to move forward with that. Or I don't want to go out tonight. I don't think that's a good idea for me right now. Like, whatever. I think people sometimes think like the whole love and light thing somehow makes you vulnerable. And, you know, true love energy is balanced. It's not spiritual bypassing. It's not seeing everything with rose-colored glasses. It's being aligned with a force that that is the most beneficial for your spiritual growth and for your life, for good things, for what you want to happen, how you want to be aligned with the right people so that you complete all the lessons you were supposed to in this life, all the interactions you were supposed to have. When we look at this life, it is really helpful to say, you know, I just want to be aligned with my highest good. I want to be aligned with my with my life path, Okay, well, I went on a little tangent there, but it definitely felt like it needed to be said. All right, so we're gonna just pull 3 cards. And you're gonna see this is from our Archangel Power Tarot deck by Raleigh Valentine. So let's see where we're gonna start. Perspective, Archangel Chamuel. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Okay. So sorry for the blurriness. I don't know what's going on with them. Is it the lighting or what? But anyways, that's our card. So I think that this is just an alignment with the vulnerability and freedom. I don't think that we often look at things like that, that those 2 words can go together. But they can, because there's freedom in that vulnerability. Now, there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. So take the time. You notice how there's a circus at the bottom right here? Circus tent. And I feel like that is like the grand stage, theater, things that are playing out in our world that we might need to pause, take a minute, and discern what feelings are ours, what feelings are other people. Is our perspective based in fear, or is it based in love? We all have our own individual blueprint, our own individual life path. There are things that cannot be altered by outside forces. It's all us. And we have to be maintaining our energy field in order to make that a reality. So we are either doing that and staying in this flow, or we are allowing the chaotic energy of our world to dictate, narrate our lives. 10 of Gabriel, ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. You may be working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. So is there a place where you are not being true to yourself? Are there situations where you're not being true to yourself and you are not making choices that benefit you 100%? Maybe you're just sacrificing your energy a bit and spending time with somebody who is actually a huge drain on your energy, either because you feel like you're the only one that can be there for them. But sometimes you really need to withdraw your energy so that you can feel better. And sometimes we do need that time to ourselves so that we can come forward again with our cup full. So not everybody, so there's extroverts and introverts. Extroverts, they gain their energy by being around people. Nothing wrong with being an extrovert. Nothing wrong with being an introvert. It's just different types of ways. So introverts need to withdraw. They need to be with themselves. They need to refill their cup in that way. Knight of Ariel. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Being watched over by someone kind. Okay, so I feel like this is definitely the angels just saying we're watching over you. And I just mentioned in the very beginning about moving forward with projects and whatever you need to do, baby steps. So know that you're not alone in this. She is tending a garden. Okay, she's tending a garden, and somebody is watching over her while she is doing that. They are overseeing what is being done. Now, this could definitely be actually your higher self that is watching over what you're doing. And your higher self is connected to the higher powers, the powers that be. Okay, so where are we? We are kind of, I'm going to pull one Archangel card because we are running close to time. If you are still here, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for staying with me throughout this reading. And thank yourself for giving yourself the time, giving yourself this moment to receive this information. And please do only take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind for someone else. One card. There we go. Okay, so this is the Indigo and Crystal Children card. Okay, so before I forget, I'm just going to throw in animals. Archangel Metatron is actually definitely is connected to children, but also animals. And this just talks about you have a gift, you have a connection with children. So you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So in our lifetimes, we may have been forced to shut down. We may have been told that we can't act like that. We shouldn't operate like that. Whatever things that we were told that then caused us to need to dim our light. Maybe it was just school, being around kids, and everybody has a clique, and you didn't want to be weird. Whatever it was, we can see ourselves in children and see how beautiful they are, and worry about how the world is going to change them, how society is going to close them off. And we can do things sometimes. We are brought into children's lives to help maintain that, to help encourage them to be that. And sometimes it's not about like talking to them, hanging out with them, getting them to do certain things. They just might look at you as an example because you're an adult and you are free, you are free spirited, that they realize I can do that too. And I'd like to end that with when I was a kid, Madonna was my role model. And it's so funny because it was never, I didn't dress like her. It wasn't like that. It was, I saw her as someone who was completely free to be themselves and did not care what other people thought about her. That was what the most powerful thing about her to me was how outgoing she was, and she was just her. And that really moved me. And I carried that with me. Now nobody's perfect, right? But I maintained a lot of who I was throughout my childhood, teenage years for that reason, because I had an example. I had an example that said it's okay for you to be your unique self. Yeah. Okay, so if you have a question, I did not mention this in the beginning. Angel Answers deck here. We're going to ask a question of the angels and get the answer. So we did get a yes card, but I think that's more about what we got going on. So maybe you don't have a question. Maybe that answers your question. Don't second guess that if that's your feeling. If you have another question, you can ask that. You can pause to decide, what is my question? What is the question that I have that's on my heart? Angels, please help us answer the question that's on our heart right now. What is the answer? What is the answer to the question that's on our heart right now? There's something better. Okay, so two things with this answer. There's something better. So it can be saying things are going to work out better than expected. Maybe you are reaching for what you think is obtainable and not exactly what you want. Maybe you are keeping things very realistic, and so you can't see past that there's an even better thing, or that what is available to you looks like this, but it actually is greater than that. So give yourself a moment to ask yourself, are my desires truly my desires? Is this what I really want? And am I dreaming big? Or am I playing it small because I'm afraid of failure? I'm afraid of things not working out. This is not a judgment, just a check-in. Just a check-in with yourself to see where you're aligned. Where are you aligned? Are you aligned with love? Or are you aligned with fear? And when we're dreaming big and we're wanting things to manifest for us, we 100% have got to stay clear from fear. We cannot be even playing around in that playground. We can't even be fear adjacent, okay? We have to be rooted in love. And we have to be thinking of the highest good of ourselves. And there's that saying, shoot for the moon, because even if you fail, you will land among the stars. So you want to go as high as you can when you are thinking about what you want for yourself, what's next for you. Make sure that you are actually thinking big. It's okay. It's okay if you aim for that and it's not obtainable, because you aim so high, you're still going to get something much better than if you had been thinking small. Okay? So baby steps, that take that with you this week, you guys. All right, I hope that you have a great week, and may the angels be with you as they always are. Take care. Bye.